Hey folks, welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn. Last time we were making our way through our third viewing of Chapter 4, The Calling, trying to determine the identities of those involved. We did figure out the Russians and O'Hagan, who was not who we thought. And yeah, there's still some things left to do. If we take a look at the sketch here. So... we've got a lot of folks identified. We don't know who this is. We found all the Indians. They're all sitting together. The cook and the butcher, Nathan Peters and his brother Samuel. This is Hamadou. We figured out Alarcus here. We still don't know who this seaman is. We don't know who this seaman is. We don't know a lot of the Chinese topmen. So we've got two more topmen here. We figured all these folks out. Don't know who this topman is. It's mostly the Chinese topmen are the ones that are left. We're not quite sure how to identify them. These guys have all been identified. All the mates. I think this guy back here who we've been struggling with has to be the ship steward. I think he has to be, because he's wearing a steward's jacket, and there's only one steward left. So even though I feel like we haven't heard him speak, or maybe we just haven't heard him speak, because we haven't heard an Indian accent in anything that he's been in. But I think he has to be the ship steward here. These two seamen we can't identify. There's two English seamen left, Alexander Booth and George Shirley. We're not sure which is which. And then we haven't found the purser yet. And we don't know about Omid Gol and the three remaining Chinese topmen. So we're kind of struggling with these last few things. You feel like the purser would be standing with the other officers? I think at one point we suspected that this guy was the purser because he had an officer's jacket. And I think we could actually infer that here. I think he does have to be the purser, given where he's standing amidst all the other kind of like sub-officers. Helmsman, surgeon, purser, the stewards are back there. We got the midshipmen over here. So I think that's a fair assessment, or fair guess, rather. Between these two seamen, one has to be Alexander Booth and one has to be George Shirley, but I'm not sure how we tell the difference. And then we've seen somebody carrying... I can't remember where. We've seen somebody carrying that scimitar, and the scimitar was at Omid Gul's bunk bed. And then we've got these three Chinese topmen. Huang Li, Jie Zhang, Li Hong. One of the three of these guys just died in the calling. He's dead. So there's only two left after that. And perhaps we can use that to determine, like, if we see... at some point in the future, if we see 38 and 39 but not 40, perhaps that means the man who died in the calling was Li Hong? Not sure. But we're struggling with these two seamen and the topmen, and then this guy back here. Somebody is... yeah, we've got 4 topmen and 2 seamen left to go. So at this point, I think the best thing to do is to continue going through the memories in chronological order and see if we notice anything we've missed before. We'll start here with part 4. Right, so he knifed the ship steward, we think that's Zungi Sati, and got into the magic chest to banish the monsters. And then burned to death as a price of using the magic, I guess. He thought Lim was still alive, and she wasn't. He was the only one left alive at this point. I don't think there's anything else to learn from this. Let's go on to part 5. Right, this is him burning to death while Nichols, the only survivor, starts pulling the bodies on board. I guess because they have shells on their back. And there's not much else to learn here, I don't think. Let's continue onwards. Part 6 is where he's shot coming back to the ship by Chio Tan. I don't think there's much to learn there either. So let's move on to... This might be correct, but it just might not be verified yet. We go on to Unholy Captives. How do we start watching this? This is on the main deck, slightly to my right. Yeah, it's this. Okay. Is it this? Part 1 of 4. All right.
Lift this out and take it below.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是什么？回来，全部供出来，
拢是恁害啦！迄个害得较对人无顾好，是让人晕死的啊！
He talk about a shell. Very dangerous.
Shell? What shell?
Right, so I remember this. So one of the Chinese topmen is dead, another one is here speaking. I don't see a great way to identify him. He doesn't have any, like, items that we could find near his bunk. And then this happened. I remember this. We can't get down to the lower decks, so I'm not sure there's anything else to be found here. Is anyone here unidentified? We don't know who this is, but I don't know if... Yeah, they're both here, but I don't know if them being here helps us identify them. Alright, I think we've seen... I'm primarily looking for the guy with the scimitar and looking for bunks. Or hammocks, rather. Let's get out of this and go on to number 2. Unholy Captives Part 2. On the gun deck. Thomas Sefton. Right. Okay, so if we go down a deck... He was struck by a tail. Forward, okay. I don't remember if there were any... hammocks up at this point. We'll take a look.
Clear the deck! Move the boat to stern and throw the bodies over!
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this? Give him to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Have a now. Take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? There's a free shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
Yeah, so he was trying to take the shell off the corpse, and it, or I don't know if it was a corpse or what, but it reacted. It smashed him in the face. Do we have any identifying numbers here? Any manifest numbers anywhere? I don't see any hammocks. I don't think there's any identifying information here right now. So let's leave this. Let's not try too hard to examine these memories as we go through for the third time. We've seen a lot of what they have to offer. I'm looking for things I've missed before. So looking for the guy carrying the scimitar. I'm looking for evidence that people were still alive when others had died. For the Chinese topmen, and then we need some way to distinguish those two seamen. They might die at different times as well. That could perhaps be something. All right, part 3 on the Orlop deck. That's going to be this. Yeah, they're all fallen down. There are people around. This is where we identify the carpenters, although I got their roles swapped for a while. You're the sketch artist. You're coming over with your book to see what happened, maybe to try to help. Yeah, there's no manifest numbers in this scene, no scimitar. So we're done with this as well. Let's see what part 4 is. Right, this was when the captain's steward attacked John Naples. This is where he got his leg chopped off. And I think that happened up here. Where did that happen? It's in the cargo hold. Near the lazarette. That was this.
Keep pressure here.
Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself.
Those ungodly beasts carry a curse! Throw them back or doom us all!
Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses.
Come on. All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg?
Got John, we got the surgeon, people helping, we got the captain. They're gonna tie up the steward. I don't know that there's anything else of value here right now. He's keeping these two, the butcher and the artist, away from the scene. I think that's the gunner's mate. Is there anything up on this deck that could help us identify anyone? You're carrying down the chest. I think... yeah, both of these guys are together. No help identifying them here. No hammock strung up. No personal affectations. I think we're done here. And we'll move on to the next chapter. Soldiers of the Sea. Oh, wait. No, that's not a hammock. Those aren't hammocks. Those are cargo nets. How am I supposed to get past you to get out? Oh, I go this way. All right. All right, so Soldiers of the Sea, Part 1. The topman's electrocuted. I'm not sure this is valuable, but we'll go take a look at it again just to make sure. Let's head up. Yeah, I don't think there could be... I don't think there's anything valuable to see in this vignette. I mean, we can see folks down there on the lines. You see this guy getting struck. The other topmen are up here. But we already know all of this. There's no identifying information here, really. I mean, we know you're electrocuted, we just don't know who you were. Alright, let's leave this. Oh, you're interesting. Let's go to part 2. Botterill gets speared. He's ahead and to my right, it looks like. That's gotta be him. So he's getting speared. These guys are all panicking. More enemies are coming on board. He's busy falling to his death. I think that's it for this memory as well. Let's go on to number 3. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Part 3. We need to go to the gun deck, which is down here. Now, this could be useful. If we can find... hammocks in this scene. I can't remember whether there are or not. we might be able to determine who the Chinese topman that's already dead is, because he wouldn't have a hammock. I can't remember if there were hammocks in this scene or not.
What's going on?
Stay back! It's already going to the neck.
Hey! Come on, boss! No, get there! Hey! Cat!
Yeah, this did not go well for him, throwing this axe. You have a regular blade. I want to find Omid Gull. Omid Gull has a scimitar. Okay, no hammocks, no manifest numbers available in this scene. If we head up, we can see yikes. Yeah, it's a bad day for a lot of folks. That's a nice screenshot right there. Yeah, unfortunately, no identifying information in this one either. I think this is the chapter where Omid Gull is running around with his scimitar, but I don't remember for sure, like not 100%. So why don't we leave, if I can figure out how. And we'll go on to part 4 here. Another one died here. This was on the Orlop deck. So we gotta go down a level. I guess it was this? Yeah, here we go.
We're no use!
Yeah, the decapitation's pretty gnarly. Do we have hammocks up right now? In here. You're using a spear, you got spiked. You're flinging the flame. You have an ordinary blade, as do you. You're shooting a gun, you're getting the bigger gun. You're getting a gun out of the armory. You're trying to open this hatch. Were there any hammocks up, or did this, I guess this happened during the day. They weren't sleeping. Here you are. You're Omid Gull. Okay. Shirtless dude, you are the Persian Omid Gull, because we've seen that scimitar before. You have to be him. Nice. That's 3 more fates correct. Duncan McKay was the purser. We had Alarcus right, and we got Omid Gull correct finally. Alright, I think only 6 more to go here. That is something that I was looking for. So I think we've seen, hold on. Let me go to Soldiers of the Sea here. So what's unconfirmed? So a second topman died here. So the first one died in the calling, the second one died here. A third one dies in part 4. He's about to be decapitated. Which means after this, there's only one left, right? Oh, we can figure this out now. In fact, I think I remember who this was. This was supposed to be I'm pretty sure this was the bosun's mate, but we should check that. Yeah, we should go to part 7 here. The port walk. Okay, let me get out of this memory and go to part 7. I think we're going to start skipping around a little bit now to try and figure things out. So, I'm trying to remember how I get to... Yeah, I go forward and then left. Is that correct? No, I gotta go back and then right. I'm pretty sure we know who shot this guy, but I want to double check. Yeah, that's the bald guy for sure. So you got accidentally shot by him. Charles Minor, the bosun's mate. Okay. What else do we have? We have unknown topman 1, unknown topman 2. We've guessed that this is Zungitsati. And then unknown topman 3. So if we move forward in time past Soldiers of the Sea... I don't know about part 8. We already figured this out. If we go into the Doom, I'm relatively sure there were bunks up in the Doom. So... if we can find the last living Chinese topman, and if his bunk is up, we may be able to identify him, because the dead men wouldn't have hung their bunks, or their hammocks, right? Let me head to the Doom now, and see if we can find one of the topmen. So, to get into the Doom, we'll start with part 1, which is up on the main deck. Alright, let's get up there. Feels like the last 3 topmen I'm gonna have to guess. Well, no, we identified one of them, right? And we might be able to identify a second. And then the last 2, like the last 2 Chinese topmen and the last 2 sailors, I'm really struggling with. Seamen, I should say. Alright, where are we going? Is it this? The Doom part 1? Yeah, okay.
Let me on.
So they're trying to escape. We don't have access to the bunks here, so that's not what we're interested in. Next up is Sprat dying. I can't remember whether we have access to hammocks from that, but let's go down to the gun deck and watch him die again. I don't think we do, but I could be wrong, so you never know. All right, we do have hammocks here. So who are we looking for? We're looking for the Chinese topman. So there's only one left, right? 3 of them are dead. So 38, 39, 40, 41. Well, no, 41 we've already identified. When did he drown? Disappeared in the Doom. So oh shit, he's the one who's alive right now, because we're in the Doom. So I imagine we would see his bunk and not these others. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Did I already figure this out that way? I mean... yeah, the other 3 should already be dead, because one of them died in the Calling. And I think 2 of them died earlier in Unholy Captives, maybe? So 38 to 41 we're looking for. There's 41. Yeah, so we already identified you. You're Wei Li. You're still alive. All the 3 other Chinese topmen are dead. $38, $39, $40, $41. Yeah. There's Omid Gul. That's our identifier for Omid Gul. He's got the special sword. So who's present right now? What are we in? We came here. 13 others present. So you're present and you're not. What does that mean? If you're present, you're up and about, right? If you're present, you can't be in your hammock. We think these 2 are the English seamen. So if you're present in this memory, then your hammock should be empty. We're looking at 57 and 59. Can we find either of those numbers? $57 and $59. Are either of those here? That's X. There's 57. So you're not in your bed. You have to be 57. The dude... Is 59 here asleep? 45. 44. 43. Well, okay, regardless, if you're present in this scene, then... And if we're right about you being one of those 2 men, then you have to be 57. Hang on. If I go to the Doom, part 2, and look at others present, this guy isn't here, so you have to be 57. Alexander Booth. Devoured by a terrible beast. And that makes you... If I can get to you, the other guy. I'm pretty sure that that makes you the remaining English. George Shirley. Drowned by a terrible beast. So, do I have 3? It seems I've got maybe something wrong. What do I have guessed right now? Don't know which topman you are right now. We've guessed that you're Zathi Zungisati, the ship steward. Unknown topman electrocuted. Unknown topman decapitated. We've guessed that Samuel Galligan was shot. Oh, this might be Zungitsati. Maybe that's why this hasn't been confirmed. That seems more likely. I've got the steward swapped, don't I? So you're Zungitsati, the other guy's Samuel Galligan. That makes more sense. I think that's right. But that's 1 and 2. 2 full guesses. That makes way more sense. Based on how he's drawn. We've guessed that this is Alexander Booth. That should be 3. And we've guessed that this is George Shirley. Who else could he be? There's like nothing left. Wouldn't it make sense if he's present in the scene? Wouldn't it make sense that that's his bunk? So I've got something wrong because it's not validating these. It would be nice if there was a way to navigate to guesses. I guess... Yeah, the topman I don't know about. It seems like he has to be the second mate steward because he is wearing a steward's uniform. And I'm pretty sure he was knifed by Itbang Cha. The death might be wrong, but I feel like it's not. What else do we have? Unknown topman electrocuted. Unknown topman decapitated. It feels like this has to be Zungitsati. And he definitely got shot by Charles Minor. This one feels right to me. So did I somehow get the logic wrong on the bunk we just looked at? He's present in part 2, right? And maybe I got his death wrong? But he's definitely present, and that's his empty bunk. Like, can I find where he is? Yeah, he's right there. And he's chatting with this guy, Wei Li. Feels like that has to be right, that that's Alexander Booth. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess he could be George Shirley? No. How is that right? How is that right? I don't understand. All right, that is Samuel Galligan, which means the other guy is Zungitsati. I don't understand the logic of that. How can he be George Shirley if he doesn't have a bunk up? Was maybe because he was on duty? Maybe that's the way I'm supposed to figure it out, is that he's on duty, but then why is that guy's bunk strung if he's not even part of the scene? Well, that tells us I'm pretty sure who the last black guy is. I mean, he has to be a seaman. So he's got to be Alexander Booth. Drowned by a terrible beast. And so now we're stuck with the Chinese topman. And we could just guess, but that doesn't feel good. I don't know how we would deduce these things. You know what? This guy is sitting with the English-speaking seaman, so maybe he's the one who does the translations. Maybe we can use that to identify him. Oh no, we already knew he did the translations. What we don't know is his identity. I'm really stuck on how to identify these guys. So, okay, hold on. Let's take a look, right? If we go to the crew manifest and we look at, we've got almost everybody. We're pretty sure about this now. It's the 3 Chinese topmen. So I guess I can't do it from the manifest. I have to do it from the sketch, right? We haven't identified you. You're in 4 memories. You perish in Soldiers of the Sea Part 4. Where are the other unidentified guys? It's these 2, right? So you perished in Soldiers of the Sea as well. And you're the one I think who was electrocuted? No. Perished in the Calling Part 1. You were on the ship. You were on the ship. Where's the guy who got... You're the one who got electrocuted. At the start of Soldiers in the Sea. I really don't know how to determine this. These guys are killing me here. So, all right, let's take a look. So, you have 3 deduction points. You have 3 deduction points. You have 3 deduction points. I mean, at this point, I'm struggling to understand how I'm meant to figure this out with these last 3. Obviously, I could just guess and brute force it. I don't know if that feels good, though. Perished in Soldiers of the Sea, Part 4. Perished in Soldiers of the Sea, Part 1. Perished in the Calling, Part 1. So, Soldiers of the Sea we looked at, there was no bunking information. What else is different about you guys? I mean, he's got the dark jacket and the boots. He's got black boots. He's got black boots. He's got like a white shirt that he's wearing. To be honest, I'm tempted to just brute force this because I don't really... We've been through this almost 3 times, the full story 3 times. I'm not seeing... Like, one of them is not available in Soldiers of the Sea. So it goes from Calling to Unholy Captives to Soldiers of the Sea. I don't remember there being any bunks in Unholy Captives. So, like, aside from their manifest numbers, they don't seem to have anything unique about them. Not quite sure how to identify them. Like, you're one of these 3, for sure. But how would I know? Huang Li, Jie Zhang, and Li Hong. Like... Like, what do I do here? I guess I can look at the memories that they're in. That they're present for. One more time. How do I get out of here? So the guy who dies early, is that who we want to look at, or... Yeah, you perish in Soldiers of the Sea. Part 4. Where was this? This was on the gun deck. You got decapitated. I wonder if they sleep in different areas. Like, he was on the gun deck when he died. Is he more likely to be on the gun deck because he sleeps there, or... Because we've seen the hammocks hung in different locations on different decks. Where else were you present? You were up in the rigging when this guy got electrocuted. You raced down to join the fight. Where else did we meet you? Yeah, you were on the gun deck. On the gun deck. Yeah, he spends a lot of time on the gun deck. What about the other top men? These guys. You're in 5 memories. So you show up. Yeah, that's on the gun deck too. That's on the main deck. That's also on the main deck. Back on the gun deck. In the rigging. And then you died. What about the other one? This guy. You appeared on the gun deck, and then on the main deck, on the open sea. I don't know how to identify these guys. I just really don't. So he died early. But then we went through everything on the open, like the calling. We went through the calling and we went through unholy captives, and there was no scenario where hammocks were hung with tags, so we could say, oh, this guy isn't here. Also, I'm still not clear on the whole George Shirley thing. Like, he did not have a hammock strung, whereas the other guy did, but he wasn't present. I'm not quite sure how that helps me to get there. It feels like the inverse should be true. Unless I guess he's on duty. Like, if the other guy had been in his hammock, that would have solved it for me, but... Alright, I really don't know how you're supposed to... I really don't know how you're supposed to... deduce the identities of these Chinese topmen. I'm really struggling with it. One of them died in the calling because he was a traitor, and two of them died during the doom. But they died at the same time, so it's not going to be like later on one of their hammocks will be strung because he's still alive. I really don't know how to deduce them at all. So I think we're going to have to brute force this. Let's just say you're Huang Li. And I guessed right. Okay. So we just got two left. There's only two possible ways this could go down. You're either Zhejiang or Li Hong. And I'm guessing that you're the other one. And that's wrong. There it is. Well done. All currently solvable fates correct. So I was not able to deduce that. I don't know what the clue is, what the hint is, how you're supposed to do it. But obviously in the game's lore, I have the magic compass helping me out. So I can make educated guesses and get confirmation from the magic. There's nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. All right. So that is going to be it for this time, guys. When we come back, we'll figure out how we head back, how we leave. I can guess maybe it's something to do with this thing. I'm not quite sure how we leave, but we'll figure that out next time. We'll head back, we'll turn on our report, and we'll get access to the final chapter of the book to see what the unholy bargain was. But that is going to have to wait for next time. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be back with more Return of the Obra Dinn in the next video, and I hope to see you then. Take care.